Neuroblastoma is a highly aggressive childhood cancer that affects around 100 children each year in the UK. Most children are first diagnosed with the disease aged 2. Most of them will not survive to see their 6th birthday. Children like 5-year-old Ailey Patterson from Forres, whose dying wish was to be married to her best friend Harrison. Ailey died 2 weeks after this ceremony. At present, there is no cure for neuroblastoma, but there are inspiring stories to tell of courage and optimism and children who have beaten the odds and survived many, many more years than doctors ever expected.
My name is Michael Crossan. At the age of 11 months, I was diagnosed with an incurable cancer of the central nervous system called neuroblastoma stage 4. Doctors told my family that there was no chance of survival, to take their little boy home and allow him to live the next few months with his family. But I'm so fortunate that I have a mum that never ever wanted to quit and never gave up. And she asked the doctors one question: I don't want to know what the chances are of my son dying. I just want to know what the chances are of my son surviving. The doctor gave my mum the odds that I had a 96% death rate. And I'm just so grateful and so blessed that my mum chose to look at my life not being 96% empty, but she chose to look at my life being 4% full. We were approached by an American doctor who was trying an experimental drug called DTIC. Unfortunately, 24 out of the 25 kids that were on that trial drug passed away. I say to people all around the world that I'm one of the lucky ones. I never say I'm one of the lucky ones because I'm still alive. I say I'm one of the lucky ones because I wasn't my mum. All I had to do is lie in bed and feel the pain. But my mum, she had to make a choice to inject a drug into a child that has killed every single person that ever taken it. She had to go to death counselling once a week to deal with what was going to happen to a little boy. As I said earlier, I realised that it is so much easier lying in the bed than standing next to it.
One man has embarked upon an epic journey to raise funds in order to increase the odds of children surviving this deadly disease.
Shoes drying for tomorrow. I'm Steve Taylor and I'm 54,000 miles into a 70,000 mile bike ride to try and raise funds and awareness for a cure into neuroblastoma. In the spring of 2013, I got a folding mountain bike with my bus pass. I was working in Glasgow, living in Ayrshire, and I was commuting on the bike both ways and had an idea: could I do this for charity? Could I raise some money, and could I do this all year round? And I've never stopped. That's the way it used to sit on the bus and to hold it all in place. Clip goes over there. Man gets on bike. I chose a neuroblastoma charity because I was aware at the time of 3 children who were needing a lot of money to get treatment overseas that they couldn't otherwise get in the UK. That was 54,000 miles and 5 bikes ago. This is the bike that I'm currently using. No derailleurs at the back. It looks like a single speed bike, but this thing down here is a roll-off speed hub, and it has the equivalent of a 14-speed mountain bike with a full range from the granny gears at the bottom up to the fast road gears at the top. It's got fat tyres by road standards, but it's relatively comfortable, and I can do 3 or 4 hours on that every day, no problem.
Steve's motivation comes from the pain that he has experienced seeing 3 children close to him die from an incurable disease. He's developed strong friendships with the families of victims and survivors, and he's made it his mission to try and prevent other families from suffering the heartbreak of losing a child to neuroblastoma. Steve's out on his bike in all weathers.
We had sleet and rain yesterday, one of the coldest days of the winter. Could barely feel my fingers for about an hour. But that's the way it is, you know, kids get it tough on this journey, and I try to make this a mirror image of what they're going through. This is my 240th day in a row, averaging 33 miles a day. The kids don't get a chance to live what you might call a normal life, and I suppose my life isn't exactly normal, going out for 3 or 4 hours in this every day. Hiya! But you know, that's my commitment to them, that I'll keep doing this as long as we don't have a cure. It's another cold one today, 2 degrees. There's a nice hole in the aqueduct. Almost makes you want to stop for a pee. I pride myself on getting out when the weather's bad, because it gives you something to fight against. Hiya! There's not an hour of the day that I haven't been out in the last 7 or 8 months to avoid the worst of the wind. It's not much fun cycling in 60 miles an hour wind. Good fun going downwind, but a crosswind is very, very tricky.
Steve has cycled an incredible 60,000 miles in 6 years, and he's still going.
Ding ding! This is an interesting machine you've got. That's magnificent. You'll be in our film.
He's ridden through blizzards in the middle of the night. He's been cut up by motorists and buses. And he's seen amazing sunrises over Fenwick Moor. His journey has also taken him to Australia, dodging cattle and kangaroos as he cycled 2,222 kilometres from Brisbane to Adelaide.
The circumference of the Earth at the equator is 24,902 miles. By the time I finish what I'm doing just now, I'll have been around the world 3 times. This is my 6th winter, and I went through a bad spell where I wasn't sure that I was ready to do another winter, but here we are. Not missed a day. It's been one of the stormiest winters on record, and I'm quite proud of the fact that, you know, I've not missed one. And now we're coming to the end of it, and it's almost like sticking a couple of fingers off a cancer and saying, well, I'm still going, what have you got?
Armed with this dogged determination, Steve has found an innovative way of continuing his journey,
Hiya!
despite the challenges set by another deadly disease.
The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Steve's singular response to the COVID crisis? A smart turbo trainer in his back garden. Linked to online maps, the turbo trainer can recreate the ups and downs
Going up a wee hill there.
of any route Steve chooses.
In the last 3 months, I've virtual cycled across Australia from Brisbane to Adelaide, redoing what I did in reality 2 years ago. I virtually cycled round the coast of Ireland. That was good fun. Very hilly in parts. Today I'm cycling down to Oban. Over the bridge at Connell, hang a right. Short day today, 25 miles. I've done a lot of long days, so I'm giving myself a wee rest.
It's been tough, but Steve has managed to overcome the restrictions imposed by the coronavirus pandemic.
At least you get the sweat pouring off the brow now.
In fact, he's increased his daily mileage using the turbo trainer.
I've done over 3,000 miles in lockdown. Been going at a rate of knots.
As and when he can resume his journey on the open roads, Steve is clear where his first outing will take him.
The first day that I go out, I'll do what I did on the last day that I went out, and that is visit Vanessa Riddle's bench down on the seafront at Troon. Vanessa was diagnosed aged about 8, maybe 9, around 2009-ish. I think she was free of the disease twice, and then the third time it came back and she became terminal. She died in June 2017. She was 17. Didn't quite manage the school prom, which is all very, very sad. On the day of her funeral, I went out at 5 AM and created a segment on Strava from Mar College, where she went to school, to the top of the Dundonald Hill. That segment's called Vanessa, and it's there for anyone to go and have a go on. I've not been there since. I've not cycled that hill since. They just gave me my all on that day. Absolutely emptied the tank, and I've not been back since. I've looked at the leaderboard. I'm still the fastest pensioner. I'm playing Scrabble just now against the computer, just to take my mind off the road. This holder that I've got for my phone, that's made out of Connects. That's my version of Graham O'Bree's bike made with bits. I'll just take the triple that's on offer down here. I know I've opened up an opportunity along the bottom for the machine, but 61.18, that's all right for a starter. Early days.
I love the fact that there are so many people in this world that are striving to serve and make a positive impact on other people's lives, because I think that's what success should be about. Success should not be about how big your house is. Success should really be about how big your heart is. And to hear so many people traveling the world and sacrificing time with their family to raise money for a great cause. You know, I want to hear one day someone say to somebody, you know, I'm really sorry you've been diagnosed with neuroblastoma. Take these tablets 2 times a day for the next 14 days and everything's going to be okay. I think that is when we can truly realize that we have served a need, solved a problem, and really changed the world forever.
When I think to myself, how long is this going to last, or when will it end? Well, there isn't yet a cure for the disease, so I'm going to carry on as long as we are still searching for a cure. And if that's announced tomorrow, I can finish on Wednesday. So, you know, the two things run hand in hand, and I'm happy to carry on just so long as, you know, the search goes on, and eventually we will conquer this disease. Someone will donate the last pound, the last dollar, the last cent, or indeed the last penny.